Hey Yankees fans, welcome to Yankees Rumors and News, your go-to spot for the latest buzz and updates about our team. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a scoop. The New York Yankees offseason has taken yet another twist in their ongoing pursuit of superstar talent. And at the center of the latest rumors is none other than Bo Bichette, the longtime Toronto Blue Jays infielder whose name has been quietly buzzing around the Bronx. Since the winter began, for months, all eyes were on Cody Bellinger, the versatile slugger who arrived in New York last season and immediately gave the Yankees a boost after missing out on Juan Soto. But negotiations between Bellinger and the Yankees have reportedly stalled, leaving both sides in a state of limbo and forcing the team to consider alternative paths to strengthen a lineup that is desperate for consistency and punch from the right side. According to multiple sources, including John Heyman of the New York Post, the Yankees are now taking a more serious look at Bichette, a player whose skill set can not only fill the void that Bellinger might leave, but also provide a more reliable long-term solution at the hot corner. The irony is not lost on baseball fans that the Yankees could potentially circle back to target a rival star after trading for a former Cubs outfielder. But the reality of roster construction and analytics-driven decision-making has the team exploring every avenue, even if it means revisiting past rivalries. Bellinger, whose career has oscillated between brilliant flashes and frustrating inconsistency, remains the Yankees' primary target in theory, but reports indicate that multiple proposals have been exchanged without bridging the gap, leaving both sides open to exploring other possibilities. Interest in Bellinger is far from limited to New York. His former teams, the Cubs and Dodgers, along with other franchises, are keeping tabs, which could complicate matters if the Yankees cannot meet his expectations on a long-term deal. Meanwhile, Bichette has emerged as a more appealing alternative, not simply because of his proven track record over recent seasons, but because he offers stability and measurable upside in the metrics that front offices increasingly prioritize. While Bellinger dazzled in the past with elite exit velocities and barrel rates, his more recent campaigns have shown a decline in these areas, suggesting that handing a large multi-year contract to him now might carry more risk than reward, especially in an era where WOBA, XBA, XSLG, and hard hit rate data drive roster valuation. Bichette, by contrast, brings a right-handed bat that fits a glaring hole in the Yankees lineup, complemented by a consistency in performance that makes him a more dependable option year after year. Looking at the numbers, the contrast between Bellinger and Bichette is stark. Bellinger has not managed back-to-back seasons with a WRC plus above 120 since 2018 and 2019, whereas Bichette, after a down season in 2024 with a 70 WRC plus, rebounded strongly in 2025, posting a 134 WRC plus that demonstrates both resilience and adaptability. Bichette's approach at the plate emphasizes hard contact, exit velocity above average, and a top percentile expected batting average, making him an attractive choice for a Yankees lineup that has struggled to find consistent right-handed power. Bellinger's trajectory, on the other hand, has seen him pivot from his previous reliance on power metrics to a more contact-oriented approach, which, while potentially sustainable, does not carry the same predictive power for long-term success in the modern analytic-heavy MLB environment. In essence, the Yankees are weighing the traditional star appeal of Bellinger against the modern metrics-driven reliability of Bichette, a calculus that reflects the broader trends in baseball decision-making where data increasingly trumps legacy when constructing championship-caliber rosters. Yet the implications of signing Bichette extend beyond simply replacing Bellinger in the batting order. If the Yankees do move forward and acquire Bichette, the question of what to do with Jazz Chisholm Jr. becomes unavoidable. Chisholm, an athletic and versatile infielder with elite defensive instincts, currently projects to a role in the outfield should Bichette take over third base duties, while Chisholm's defensive metrics in center field were historically a concern, posting a negative defensive runs saved of 13 in both 2023 and 2024. Advanced metrics such as outs above average paint a more nuanced picture. In 2025, Chisholm's OA in center was a positive 5, indicating that he has the range and athleticism to cover gaps effectively, even in a challenging Yankee Stadium outfield configuration. With Trent Grisham's center field performance declining last season, the Yankees could find a surprisingly complementary alignment, placing Chisholm in center, Bichette at third, and maintaining the rest of their outfield rotation without sacrificing defensive efficiency. This potential shuffle emphasizes the Yankees' flexibility and willingness to adapt to the realities of player performance, rather than adhering strictly to preconceived plans. From a strategic standpoint, Biquet's acquisition would not only address the immediate need for a right-handed bat, but would also add a dynamic element to the Yankees' infield rotation. Biquet's speed, on-base skills, and ability to handle different defensive positions provide manager Aaron Boone with more options late in games, whether that involves defensive substitutions, pinch-hitting scenarios, or late-inning double switches in high-leverage situations, unlike Bellinger, whose offensive production has been inconsistent and whose defensive value is limited by positional constraints. Biquet offers a multifaceted skill set that can elevate the overall depth of the roster. Moreover, his history of performing under pressure and contributing in clutch moments adds an intangible quality that complements the Yankees' culture of competitiveness, particularly in the postseason where every matchup is magnified. The Yankees front office has repeatedly emphasized their commitment to combining analytics with situational awareness, and Biquet embodies that dual approach, providing both measurable output and situational versatility that can tilt tight contests in New York's favor. The narrative surrounding this potential move also underscores the evolving landscape of player valuation in Major League Baseball. Teams are no longer solely enamored with star power or past glories. They seek players whose metrics and consistency predict future contributions. With a high degree of confidence in this light, Biquet represents a safer investment than Bellinger, whose historical highs are impressive, but whose recent decline raises questions about sustainability. The Yankees' analytical staff undoubtedly weighs every factor, from projected wins above replacement to exit velocity and launch angle profiles, before committing to multi-year deals. While the allure of Bellinger's name recognition and highlight reel potential cannot be dismissed, the objective metrics increasingly favor Biquet as the candidate most likely to provide consistent offensive and defensive output over the term of a long-term contract, making the decision as much about long-term roster construction as it is about immediate impact. Fan reaction in New York, as always, will be intense and passionate, reflecting the city's appetite for marquee acquisitions and high-profile talent. The potential trade or signing of Biquet, a player who has consistently been a thorn in the Yankees' side during his time with the Blue Jays, carries both excitement and intrigue, particularly as it intersects with questions about Chisholm's future and the balance of power in the American League East. Social media chatter, clubhouse speculation, and media narratives will only intensify as the winter unfolds, creating a pressure cooker environment that tests the front office's resolve and strategic vision. Yet for a team that has historically demonstrated patience, shrewd maneuvering, and a willingness to pivot when necessary, the move toward Biquet may ultimately represent the optimal blend of analytics-driven insight and baseball instinct, providing a roadmap for both short-term competitiveness and sustained relevance in one of the league's most competitive divisions. As negotiations continue, the Yankees find themselves at a crossroads, evaluating the trade-offs between raw star potential and steady, metrics-backed production, between fan expectations and front office prudence. Biquet's profile, combining right-handed power, defensive versatility, and an upward trajectory in key performance indicators, positions him as a natural fit for the Yankees' evolving needs. The decision will not be without controversy, given the sentimental appeal of Bellinger's past highlights and his familiarity with the roster. But in an era where every decision is dissected through the lens of data, reliability and projection increasingly outweigh nostalgia. The Yankees' winter strategy, therefore, hinges on balancing these factors while preparing for the inevitable questions about roster alignment, salary commitments, and the long-term vision for a team that is always chasing both excellence and opportunity in the high-stakes world of Major League Baseball. In conclusion, the potential pivot from Cody Bellinger to Bo Biquet underscores the Yankees' evolving approach to roster management, one that fuses traditional baseball judgment with modern analytics to maximize long-term output and mitigate risk. Biquet's acquisition would not merely fill a positional gap, it would symbolize a strategic embrace of data-informed decision-making, offering consistency, right-handed firepower, and versatility that Bellinger, despite his talent, can no longer guarantee. Coupled with creative defensive solutions for Jazz Chisholm Jr., including the potential transition to center field, the Yankees could field a lineup that is both balanced and dynamic. capable of competing at the highest level while remaining adaptable to injuries, slumps, and the inevitable challenges of a long season as the offseason continues. All eyes will remain on New York, watching whether the team can navigate this delicate balance, close deals that enhance both the present and the future, and ultimately position themselves to return to contention with a roster that combines star power, analytics-backed reliability, and the unmistakable competitive edge that has defined the Yankees for generations. If you're enjoying the updates, drop a like and let us know in the comments your thoughts on this rumor. Something monumental seems to be stirring in the heart of New York, and if the whispers are true, the baseball world is on the brink of a seismic shift. The Yankees, the storied franchise that has long been synonymous with dynasties and headlines, appear to be setting the stage for a new era, one that could redefine the very concept of modern baseball supremacy. The rumors have been swirling for weeks, perhaps months, but now the pieces are allegedly falling into place in a way that has left even the most seasoned sports analysts momentarily speechless. Imagine the kind of headline that stops fans in their tracks. The Yankees, a team with a legacy steeped in championships, heartbreaks, and iconic moments, are supposedly in the final stages of securing a talent who could change the trajectory of the franchise for years to come. The name on everyone's lips, Corbin Carroll. Yes, that Corbin Carroll. The young phenom whose speed, versatility, and hitting prowess have made scouts from coast to coast rethink how a modern superstar is defined. The mere suggestion that Carroll might be joining the Pinstripes has sent shockwaves through the Major League Baseball landscape, triggering speculation that borders on disbelief. Could this really be happening? And if it does, what does it mean for the Yankees' plans, both in the immediate season and in the long-term quest for another dynasty? Sources close to the front office suggest that the Yankees' management has been working behind closed doors, with an almost surgical precision, orchestrating a potential acquisition that, if finalized, could tilt the balance of power in the American League entirely in their favor. There's talk of meetings that stretch into the late hours, phone calls that span time zones, and negotiations conducted with a level of intensity that would rival the stakes of a World Series game. It's the kind of strategy that fans of the Bronx Bombers have come to expect over decades of high-profile signings and blockbuster trades. But this feels different. There's a sense that the organization is not merely adding a piece to an already formidable puzzle. They are reshaping the puzzle itself. Rumors hint at a multi-layered approach where talent acquisition, salary strategy, and long-term development are all being intertwined in a master plan that could define the team's identity for an entire generation. Analysts are whispering about a possible new golden age for New York, one that recalls the legendary days of past dynasties but is fueled by the modern metrics, speed, and adaptability that define today's game. Carroll's alleged involvement is the catalyst, a spark capable of igniting not just the Yankees fan base, but the entire league into a frenzy of speculation, debate, and anticipation. Of course, the mere mention of Corbin Carroll's name in conjunction with the Yankees unleashes a tidal wave of questions. How will his skill set mesh with the existing lineup? Can the young phenom withstand the immense pressure and scrutiny that comes with wearing the pinstripes? Observers are quick to point out that while Carroll's performance in the minors and his brief stints in the majors have been electrifying, the weight of expectation in New York is an entirely different beast. Every swing, every catch, every stolen base would be dissected by fans, commentators, and social media alike. And yet, there's a belief among insiders that Carroll's presence could inject a new energy into a team that, while historically dominant, has occasionally struggled to adapt to the evolving pace of the modern game. Imagine a lineup where speed meets power, agility meets discipline, and youthful exuberance meets the rigor of championship expectations. It's a combination that could intimidate opponents while captivating fans, creating a narrative that is equal parts athletic marvel and storytelling gold. The speculation alone has already led to a surge in conversation across forums, podcasts, and fan channels, with each theory more elaborate than the last. Ranging from lineup permutations to hypothetical playoff scenarios, it's as if the mere possibility of Carroll donning the Yankees uniform has opened a portal to an alternate reality. One where New York's baseball destiny is rewritten before our very eyes, behind the scenes. Whispers suggest that this is not just about a single player. It's about a cultural shift within the franchise. The Yankees have long been a symbol of tradition, a team that prides itself on history, consistency, and a certain swagger that other franchises can only aspire to emulate. Bringing in a talent like Carroll, according to sources, represents an embrace of the future without abandoning the past. It's the blending of old-school values, discipline, resilience, and championship mentality with a modern emphasis on athletic versatility, analytics, and adaptability. There's even speculation that the acquisition is a signal to the rest of the league. The Yankees are not content with merely competing. They intend to dominate in a manner that is both immediate and sustained. The rumors paint a picture of an organization laser-focused on reclaiming an aura of invincibility, leveraging every resource at its disposal to assemble a team that can withstand the grueling challenges of a full season, while positioning themselves as perennial World Series contenders. For fans, the anticipation is intoxicating, a mix of excitement, anxiety, and wonder. Could this be the moment when history repeats itself? Not as a copy of past glory, but as a reinvention of it. Social media has been a whirlwind of reaction, speculation, and sometimes outright fantasy. Fans debate endlessly over the possible impact Carroll could have in a lineup filled with established stars. Some argue that his presence would immediately transform the team into an offensive juggernaut, capable of pressure-packed rallies and highlight reel moments that define legacies. Others caution that the adjustment to the Big Apple, the stadium, and the media scrutiny is not trivial, and that even the most talented athletes can falter under such intense expectations. But amid the conjecture, one thing seems undeniable: the rumor itself has reignited a fervor among the fan base that had been simmering, reminding everyone why the Yankees are not just a team, they are an institution. Speculative analysis stretches beyond just baseball, touching on economics, marketing, and even regional pride. Imaginations run wild with scenarios where Carroll's speed and versatility create matchups nightmares for pitchers, where his bat sparks rallies that lift the entire stadium into a frenzy, and where the very culture of the clubhouse transforms under the influence of a player who is both prodigious and allegedly deeply competitive. Every hypothetical game, every imagined highlight, becomes fodder for debate, bringing the community of fans into an almost conspiratorial excitement as they await the next official word from the Yankees organization. In this context, it's impossible to ignore the broader implications for Major League Baseball. If these rumors hold true, the Yankees may not simply be acquiring a player. They could be shifting the competitive landscape of the league itself. Rival franchises will be forced to respond, whether by recalibrating their own rosters, accelerating development of young prospects, or exploring trades that might have previously seemed improbable. The ripple effect could alter strategies, negotiations, and even the tone of media coverage for months, perhaps years, to come. Some insiders suggest that this is exactly the kind of bold move that franchises use to redefine eras, the sort of acquisition that becomes a reference point in discussions about team building and strategic vision. For Carroll, the stakes are immense. He would enter a spotlight unparalleled in professional sports, carrying the hopes of millions of fans while simultaneously becoming a focal point of both praise and scrutiny. And yet, there is an undeniable thrill in imagining the possibilities: a Yankees lineup turbocharged by youth and talent, a team ready to embrace the future while honoring the past, and a league suddenly alive with renewed competition and drama. It is worth emphasizing, too, that the narrative is still very much in flux. Nothing has been officially confirmed, and the details of any potential deal remain shrouded in secrecy. The beauty of sports speculation lies precisely in that ambiguity. In the tantalizing mixture of fact, rumor, and possibility, fans are left to imagine, analyze, and debate, each interpretation adding layers to a story that may eventually become reality, or vanish entirely into the realm of what might have been. Yet, even in uncertainty, the mere notion of Corbin Carroll joining the Yankees has already succeeded in one remarkable way. It has reignited imagination, conversation, and passion around a franchise that has never been short on stories to tell. Analysts, commentators, and social media voices alike are watching intently, ready to dissect every development with precision, every hint of confirmation with excitement, and every potential misstep with scrutiny that only New York can provide. In this sense, the rumor itself functions as a kind of narrative engine, driving engagement and speculation even before any official announcement. The speculation surrounding Corbin Carroll and the Yankees taps into something deeper than statistics or lineups. It touches on the timeless appeal of baseball as a stage for dreams, drama, and transformation. The idea that a single player could catalyze a new dynasty, that a young phenom could enter the hallowed halls of Yankee Stadium and potentially redefine what it means to wear the pinstripes. It's a story that resonates with fans of all ages. It evokes memories of past legends, of seasons filled with heartbreak and triumph, and of the unending pursuit of excellence that has defined the franchise for over a century. Whether or not Carroll ultimately becomes a Yankee, the conversation, the speculation, and the anticipation have already created a narrative that is both compelling and electric. It is a story in motion, a rumor that carries the weight of possibility, and an emblem of the enduring fascination with sports as a theater of human ambition and imagination. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you stay up to date with every Yankees rumor and news. See you in the next video.